Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. As you know, March is over. Can we believe that? I feel like this year's flying by and it is time to pick out our April TBR. So I got a new little mason jar and some new prompts. So we're going to be picking out a couple of prompts, maybe 8, I think. Seems like a realistic number. And I know that I recently just posted like a bookshelf organization video, but the organization is gone. It is no longer existent. There's stacks of books. None of them organized. None of it makes sense. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the prompts and then we're going to walk around and find some books because none of them are in the right place. None of them are where they should be. So we're going to push past it, all right? We're going to act like that's not a thing. So let's go ahead and let's pick some prompts. You want to sniff it? Prompt number 1. Let's see. You want to sniff it? Good boy. The shortest book by pages on your TBR. Okay, we're gonna come back. We're gonna pick at the end. Prompt number 2. A book based on a true story. I don't want that one. That one's not as exciting. Book number 3. Can you see? Scout is like so curious as to what's going on. He's very interested. Prompt number 3, a book that's been on your TBR for the longest time. Oh no, I think that's gonna end up being Babel. Great. Prompt 4, a book with stars on the cover. Okay, we're gonna keep moving. Prompt 5. A book with a name in the title. Okay. Prompt 6. A book with a number in the title. Prompt 7. A book that ends in an odd number of pages. And prompt number 8. A book that you're excited to read. Okay, that one's not bad. Okay, let's walk around and we'll go ahead and figure out what our books are. Oh, I don't know. I actually don't know what I'm talking about. Shocker, plot twist, I don't know what I'm talking about. Listen. I don't know what that means. Is this the most chaotic TBR video ever? Perhaps. I honestly put this prompt in thinking I wouldn't pick it, so. Hello. The speed in which we are making progress. Crazy. This is just solidifying the fact that I think I need to get new bookshelves that will fit all of our books. I can't speak. You know what book has stars on it? But I don't wanna. So we're gonna pretend like that book doesn't exist. Well, if it isn't the consequences of my actions. Okay, so to recap, the TBR jar prompts that I had were the shortest book on your TBR, which is How the King of Elfheim Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black, which I think is like a short little like collection of like novellas about Cardan from the Folk of the Air series, which I just finished The Queen of Nothing. I absolutely loved it. So I'm really excited to read this one, and I think it just looks like so cute. Like it has like little illustrations in it, which I love. So I'm very excited to like not be done with this world yet because I really did enjoy it. Then the second TBR prompt that I had was a book based on a true story, which the one I picked was Roman Stories by Jhumpa Lahiri. I feel like I'm pronouncing her name wrong, so apologies for that. This one is not, I don't think, technically based on a true story, but I think it's inspired by her experiences living in Rome. So I feel like it kind of counts, and I want to read this, so we're going to say that if it's the prompt. Then the third prompt was the book that has been on your TBR the longest. And I feel like the one that has been like most consistently on like my radar to be read has been A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I've been telling myself I'm gonna read this for like 18 months now, so I feel like it'll be good to finally cross this off of my TBR. The next prompt was a book with stars on the cover, to which we have Feybound by Sarah El Arifi, which is a fun little romantasy, I think. It's a book about two sisters who end up like finding their way into like the Fey world and like trying to survive. And it says that, oh, Samantha Shannon did a little blurb on the front. Okay, so it is a romantic fantasy. And it just looks fun. I don't think I've read a fantasy in a while, besides like Queen of Nothing, but I mean like a romantasy, you know? Like a romance book, but with like high stakes. So I think that this will be really fun. I am definitely excited to read this. The next book was a book with a number in the title. So we have Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh, which is the first book in the Boys of Tommen series, which is like, I think like interconnected standalone romances, I think. I could be so wrong about that. We'll see. This is YA, so I'm not sure like how invested I will actually get in it, because it's hard for me as an adult to really like be invested in like the romance of teenagers. Call me crazy, but I have heard good things about it, and you know, I am in the mood for like a romance, so I think that this will be fun to read. Then the next prompt was a book with the name in the title, to which I picked The Unmaking of June Farrow, which I think is technically like a fantasy book. I think similar to how like The Secret Life of Addie LaRue was technically a fantasy book, but more like, I don't know the correct term for it, like soft fantasy, is that a thing? Where it's like more like almost like magical realism, like it's just very like not in your face that it's like fantasy, you know what I mean? And it's about a woman whose like family has been cursed, and all the women in her family go insane, and so she's like trying to like break that curse before she goes insane. And she's basically like trying to find her mom who disappeared when she was younger. And this has been like actually on my radar for a long time. I didn't get it until recently, but like every time I've gone to the bookstore, I've picked it up at least once. Because it takes place in the mountains of North Carolina, which I'm from North Carolina, so like I felt like really connected with like the setting, and I feel like this will be like maybe good for like late summer, early autumn, which I know it's spring, so whatever. But I'm really excited about this. I feel like it's gonna be a really good setting, and I am pumped to see what it is about. Okay, the next prompt that we had was a book that ends in an odd number of pages, which we're doing Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage, which is the second book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. The first book was Done and Dusted. This is the second book. I think it like just came out recently, and I'm pretty sure it's about the brother of the female main character in the first book, and they're like redesigning a lodge or something, and he falls in love with the interior designer or something like that. So this is gonna be fun. I actually have been in the mood for like a cowboy romance for a while, and I'm not a big fan of Elsie Silvers, which I know that that's a very unpopular opinion, so hopefully this will scratch that itch. And I'm just really excited for the whole cowboy aspect of it. I think that'll be so much fun. The last book for my TBR this month is a book that I'm excited for, and I picked The Bromance Book Club by Lissa K. Adams, which I think is just such a fun premise for a romance novel. It's about a bunch of guys who like read who read like romance books together. Like they have like a romance book club, and he's basically taking like the things that he learns while reading like the romance and like using it to help his marriage. So I think that's just really fun. I'm excited to read this. So that are all of my, that is, I can't speak. So those are all of my books for my April TBR. I'm actually really excited. I feel like I have a good like selection of books, some more guilty pleasures, some more interesting. So I'm really excited about that. We'll see if I actually follow through on reading all these books. And if I don't, like, we'll just forget that this video ever happened. So that is everything for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!